So a conductor has a large number of free electrons, जिसको हम conduction electrons बोलते हैं. Number density of electrons in a conductor is 10 raised to the power 29 per meter cube. So in 1 meter cube, we have how many electrons? 10 raised to the power 29 electrons. It's a big number. Okay, and these electrons move randomly in different directions. Okay, and the average thermal speed. Why thermal speed? Why the word thermal speed is here? Because see, Hanji, friction say they collide and heat is produced. What else? What do you think? Neha, ठीक है ये? See, electrons are loosely bound in a conductor and they move randomly in different directions. So their thermal speed is 10 raised to the power 5 meter per second. So in 1 second, they can cover a distance of the order of 10 raised to the power 5. Okay. So we can see that its number density of electrons is quite large and their velocity is also quite high. Yes. So direction of motion is so random that average thermal velocity of the electron can be considered as zero. If we, take the average of the velocities of different electrons, then they add up to zero. So this is the average thermal velocity. How do we take average? We simply add the observations and we divide it by number of observations. So suppose we have n number of electrons here. And first electron is moving with velocity u1, second is moving with velocity u2, third is moving with velocity u3, fourth is moving with velocity u4 like this. Then we'll simply add their velocities and divide it by number of electrons and we'll get zero. So this is the, velocity. These are the velocities of the electrons when they are moving randomly in different directions. Yes? ठीक है, जब वो different directions में randomly move कर रहे हैं तब उनकी velocity जो है वो ये है. अब random motion of electrons in a conductor is because of no external electric field. Because there is no external field, कोई ऐसा कुछ है नहीं बाहर से jerk या push जो उनको align करे, ठीक है? So they move randomly in different directions because we have not applied any potential difference across the conductor. So they move randomly in different directions like this. But, so what is this? 50 electrons, 50 electrons. This is the reference. Net flow of charge is 0. Next, we have taken some red electrons and some green electrons, and they are just two arrows opposing each other. What does this signify? क्या मतलब है इसका? So we are basically considering, हम ऐसे consider कर रहे हैं कि if we have 100 electrons in a conductor, for example, then we are assuming that 50 electrons are moving in one direction and other 50 electrons are moving in opposite direction. Okay? But when we apply potential difference across the conductor, then one end of the conductor get negative charge, other end becomes positively charged. ठीक है ना, जहां से बैटरी का पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल होगा, that side is positively charged and negative वाला is negatively charged. Then electrons will move towards which side? Positive. Yes, electrons will move towards the positive side. Okay, so they are drifting towards the positive side, you can see. So this is the motion of electrons. है ना, अब ये sensibly move कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, aligned, एक के पीछे एक. Okay. So when some potential difference is applied across the conductor, an electric field is set up, and the free electrons in the conductor experience a force in a direction opposite to that of electric field. Electric field. What is the direction of electric field? Positive to negative. And electrons are moving towards positive. Electric field is away from positive. So motion of electron is opposite to the direction of electric field. Okay. Accelerated free electrons suffer frequent collisions because they're accelerated, they'll collide with each other, they'll lose their kinetic energy, and they'll acquire small velocity by virtue of acceleration due to electric field. So each free electron describes a curved path between two successive collisions, and the average velocity of all free electrons is no longer zero. It has some little value towards the positive end of the conductor, which is called drift velocity. क्या है ये? So when the electrons move towards the positive side, then they collide, and due to collision, they lose their kinetic energy. See, initially they were moving with velocity of order of 10 to the power 5 meter per second, right? The thermal speed we had considered is of the order of 10 raised to the power 5 meter per second. But now they are colliding with each other. Yes. And due to collision, these electrons are losing their kinetic energy. So their velocities will decrease. They are accelerated. Electrons are accelerated and they're drifting towards the positive end of the battery. Yes. And the velocity with which they are drifting is called drift velocity. So drift velocity of an electron in a conductor, you can see, look at this picture. So current flows from positive terminal of the battery to the negative terminal of the battery, and electrons obviously they move in opposite direction. The direction in which electrons move, current flows in the opposite direction. Yes. And electric field, direction of electric field is same as that of current. है ना? Look at this. Electric field positive to negative. Current is flowing from positive to negative, but electrons are drifting towards the positive end of the battery. So electric current is due to the flow of electrons in the conductor, obviously. Because charges are flowing and therefore there is electric current flowing. And how does the electrons move in a conductor in the absence of electric field? Tell me. If there is no electric field, then how does electron move? They move. How do they move? Sorry. फ्रीली मूव करते हैं, बट अगर कोई इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है, कोई पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस नहीं है, then they move randomly in different directions. But once the electric field is set up, then they aligned and they move in a particular direction. ठीक है? Okay, the rate of flow of electrons from left to right at a point is equal to the rate from right to left, so that the net rate of flow of electrons is at that point is zero in the absence of electric field. This we had discussed. And we assume in the absence of electric field, net rate of flow of electron as zero. How do electrons accelerate in a conductor in the presence of electric field? Drift speed. बोलो ना बेटा, पता है ना, बताओ. डिस्प्लेस हो जाते हैं. सृष्टि, कैन यू एक्सप्लेन?
शिफ्टिंग होती है और मतलब एक हम उसमें वो करते हैं इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, और उसमें हम पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस भी देते हैं उसको इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को, तो ना डायरेक्शन में जाती है, तो एक दूसरे से मतलब वो जो डायरेक्शन में होती है, तो उसका जो सक्सेसिव कोलिजन होते हैं ना, उसका जो स्पीड होती है ना, वही डिफरेंस.
What do you say? Why is drift speed less than thermal speed? What's a good name? Madhav, बताओ बेटा. Why is drift speed less than thermal speed? Hanji, aap, what's a good name? Sorry? Vivesh. Vivesh, na? V-H-E. Vivesh. Okay. Why is drift speed less than thermal speed?
Thermal speed में heat generate होती है ना, जैसे electron.
Thermal speed we consider when there is no electric field and electrons move randomly in different directions, they collide. And what is the order of thermal speed? 10 raised to the power 4 to 5 meter per second. But when we apply battery or when we connect the conductor with the battery, then all the electrons move in a specific direction in an order. Then they start colliding. The velocity decreases. Velocity will decrease due to frequent collisions. Their velocity will decrease and they move with very small velocities now. And that velocity is called drift velocity. And what is the order of drift velocity? 10 to the power minus 4 meter per second. And they move in a specific direction. What is the direction of electrons? Towards the positive terminal of the battery. And what is the direction of electric field? Positive to negative. And electrons are moving from negative to positive. The direction of electron is opposite to that of electric field. So how do we find acceleration of electrons? We simply equate Ma and electrostatic force. Electrostatic force which is being exerted on electron due to the external electric field. And we get the expression for acceleration as बताओ ma is equal to minus ee and a is equal to ee by m. Okay, so then we had related this velocity, drift velocity with the thermal velocity as this for one electron, and for n number of electrons we get this, and tau is the relaxation time, and Vd is the average drift velocity, average thermal velocity is 0, and we get the expression for drift velocity as minus ee tau by m. Have you written this? सबने लिख लिया ये इधर? See, the collision between the electrons and the atoms or ions of the conductor are inelastic, and there is net transfer of energy. Inelastic collisions क्या होते हैं? ठीक है? Kinetic energy is not conserved in inelastic collision. Because kinetic energy is not conserved, so there is net transfer of energy. The average time interval between two successive collisions is called relaxation time. Drift velocity is minus ee tau by m. Okay, this we had discussed. And why is there negative sign? Because electrons drift in a direction opposite to the direction of electric field. So when electrons are drifted in a conductor, they'll have net average velocity and zero average acceleration. In the absence of external electric field, there will be no current in the conductor. When there is no external electric field, there is no current. Current is produced when electrons are drifted. When electrons move in a specific direction, only then current is produced. And electrons move in a specific direction when we apply potential difference across the conductor. Only then electrons move in a specific direction, and when electrons move, then current is produced. Next we have electric current density. यहाँ से हमने कल start किया class. Write the heading. See, as we have mass density, number density, in the same way we have electric current density. It is denoted by letter J. You can write small j or capital J, it's your choice. So electric current density is current upon area. Okay, it is defined as current per unit area. Okay, electric current density is defined as current per unit area. The magnitude of current density is the amount of charge flowing per unit cross-sectional area per second. Unit cross-sectional area में 1 second में कितना current flow कर रहा है? That's current density, and it is a vector quantity. See, current is not a vector quantity, but current density is a vector quantity. ठीक है? The electric current is a scalar quantity, though it has direction, but it is a scalar quantity because we cannot add electric current like using vector law of addition. But current density is a vector quantity. So J is the current density. It is I upon A, current upon area, and current is charge upon area. Please write this. Sorry, current is charge upon time. ठीक है? तो current upon area है ना, और current क्या है? Charge upon time. तो Q upon AT हो गया. See, here we are considering area element. है ना? We are taking the amount of charge which is flowing through unit cross-sectional area. Yes? Rate of flow of charge is current, but in current density we are considering the amount of charge which is crossing the unit cross-sectional area. कितना चार्ज क्रॉस कर रहा है यूनिट क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया में से, वो करंट डेंसिटी है. बिकॉज यहाँ पे जो क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया है वो एक इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर है जिसको हम इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते हैं. ठीक है? तो इफ वी हैव स्मॉल एरिया एलिमेंट, If we are considering a small area element, then small amount of charge will pass through it, the small area element. Yes. अगर आप बड़ा area of cross section लोगे तो बहुत सारा चार्ज पास करेगा, छोटा सा area element लोगे तो उसमें कम चार्ज पास करेगा, right? Because you are considering a small area element, so delta A क्या है, tends to 0. तो आपने लिमिट लगा दी वहां पे, delta A tends to 0. Delta A tends to 0 means we are considering a small area element. It tends to 0. Del I by del A. तो क्या होता है ये, जब हम लिमिट लगा देते हैं तो ये कन्वर्ट हो जाता है ना डी आई बाई डी ए में, है ना? तो डेल्टा आई बाय डेल्टा ए, when delta A tends to 0, then it becomes di by dA. And if our delta A is not perpendicular to the flow of charge, if charge is flowing in a direction which is not, which is at an angle of area element that we are taking, then we take the angle between the two as theta. ठीक है, और फिर उस केस में हम क्या करेंगे, उस केस में हम उसका कंपोनेंट कंसिडर करेंगे. ठीक है, कंपोनेंट कंसिडर करेंगे तो आपका जो करंट है वो क्या है, बिकॉज करंट डेंसिटी इज करंट अपॉन एरिया, तो करंट क्या हो जाएगा, करंट डेंसिटी इनटू एरिया. तो आपका करंट डेंसिटी करंट क्या हो जाएगा, J डेल्टा A cos थीटा, और इट इज अ स्केलर प्रोडक्ट ऑफ करंट डेंसिटी एंड एरिया. Area element we had done before, right? We know what area element is. So for a finite area, we can write current density as integral J dot delta A. See, current density is a vector quantity and its direction is same as that of current, but current is scalar. Please write this. Next topic is relation between electric current and drift velocity. Drift velocity is Vd, and what is the formula for drift velocity? Minus small e capital E tau by m. And electric current is charge, rate of flow of charge. And in terms of, if you want to write in terms of current density, then it's current density into area. Yes, because current density is current upon area. You know? So let's consider a conductor of length L and area of cross section A. So if we have a conductor of length L and area of cross section A, then we can find volume of the conductor. How will you find volume of the conductor? Area of cross section multiplied by length of the conductor is volume of the conductor. So this is the area of cross section, and this is area of cross section, and this is length of the conductor. Then volume of the conductor is A into L. Yes, this is how we find volume. So this, we have this conductor and it is connected, you can see it is connected through a battery. This is the positive terminal and negative terminal. Electrons are drifting towards the positive terminal. They're moving towards the positive terminal of the battery, and electric field is set up. Direction of electric field is towards negative. Yes, and current and electric field, they both have the same direction, and direction of electron is opposite. So if we say that we have n number of free electrons per unit volume, so n number of free electrons per unit volume means n is the number density. N is the number density. So we can easily find total number of electrons. If total number of electrons that we have in this conductor is capital N. Capital N is the total number of electrons, and small n is the number density. Number density means number of electrons per unit volume. Number of electrons per unit volume. Then how do we find total number of electrons? How can we find number of electrons? Number of electrons can be found out by multiplying number density with volume. Yes? है ना? Number density जो है वो उसको जब वॉल्यूम से मल्टीप्लाई करोगे, because देखो, number of electrons per unit volume is number density. Number of electrons per unit volume is number density, and therefore number of electrons is number density into volume, and volume is A into L. NaL. So we can find total charge. Total charge is total number of electrons multiplied by charge on one electron. Total number of electrons is capital N, and capital N can be written in terms of number density and volume. Number density is small n, volume is A into L, area of cross section into length of the conductor, and small e is the charge on one electron. Total number of electrons multiplied by charge on one electron. So let a constant potential difference V be applied across the ends of the conductor using a battery. See, we can relate potential difference, electric field intensity, right? These two terms. If we know the length of the conductor, so do you know how to relate potential difference and electric field intensity? How electric field intensity and potential difference related? How are these two terms related? Electric field intensity is potential gradient. Electric field intensity is dV by dx होता है ना? होता है या नहीं होता है? इससे पहले इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेंसिटी पोटेंशियल ग्रेडियंट कहाँ यूज किया था? E is V by D किया था? कौन से एक्सप्रेशन में आपने E is equal to V by D यूज किया? याद करो. कैपेसिटेंस में, पैरेलल प्लेट कैपेसिटर में डेरिवेशन था एप्सिलॉन नॉट A by D. V is equal to ED क्या था? E is sigma upon epsilon naught, sigma is Q by A. फिर Q is equal to CV करके V की वैल्यू उसमें पुट कर दी थी और epsilon naught A by D आ गया था. पढ़ाई बिल्कुल जीरो, एकदम जीरो हो रही है, हो ही नहीं रही. So how are these two terms related? Electric field intensity and potential gradient. बेटा मैं आगे नहीं कर पाऊंगी. इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेंसिटी क्या होता है? नेगेटिव ऑफ पोटेंशियल ग्रेडियंट. कुछ तो बोलना चाहिए ना हमें. हमें आता है, हमें नहीं आता है, या हमने किया था, या हमें याद नहीं आ रहा है, या हम कर लेंगे, या सॉरी कोई बात नहीं आगे से ध्यान रखेंगे. कुछ तो एक आना चाहिए ना आगे से रिस्पॉन्स. चुपचाप बैठ के तो बात नहीं बनेगी. हाँ जी बताओ. E is minus dV by dx. ठीक है, पोटेंशियल ग्रेडियंट होता है. सेकेंड चैप्टर इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक पोटेंशियल में इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेंसिटी से हमने रिलेट किया था. उसके बाद इस रिलेशन को हमने पैरेलल प्लेट कैपेसिटर में उसको डिराइव करने के लिए फॉर्मूला यूज किया था. So if constant potential difference V is applied across the ends of a conductor using a battery, then we can write electric field intensity as V upon L. Because electric field intensity is negative of potential gradient minus dV by dr. So we can write E as V by L. What is L? Length of the conductor. What is A? What is A? बोलो, आवाज आनी चाहिए. Area of cross section of the conductor. What is A? L is, capital N is total number of electrons in the conductor. Small n is number density. किसकी number density? Electrons की. How can we relate number of electrons and number density of electrons? Number density is number of electrons per unit volume. कितने total number of electrons unit volume में कितने electrons है वो number density होता है. So we can write number of electrons in terms of number density and volume. And volume is area of cross section into length of the conductor. AL. ठीक है. Now because electric field has been set up, and we have connected a battery, so free electrons will drift towards the negative terminal of the battery and time taken by the free electron to cross the conductor is t. Let's say t. To cross the conductor means we are assuming, let's say, one electron, and it is at one end of the conductor and it crosses the whole conductor and goes to the other end. Then what is the distance covered by the electron? L, length of the conductor. And time taken, how do we relate distance, time and speed? Time is distance upon speed. What is the speed of electron? Its drift velocity. So T is equal to L upon Vd. And electric current is rate of flow of charge, Q upon T, and charge is number of electrons multiply by charge on one electron. Q is equal to Ne होता है ना? And total number of electrons we have written in terms of number, density and volume. And time is, time we can write L upon Vd. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे आप सब values को put कर दोगे. So on solving this, you will get the relation between electric current and drift velocity as I is equal to ANEVD. A is area of cross section, N is number density, E is charge on one electron, and Vd is drift velocity, I is electric current. See, we can also write for Vd, we can write EE tau by M. है ना? Vd is EE tau by M. So on putting this expression for Vd, we can get this relation. I is equal to ANE square tau E by M. And current density in terms of drift velocity. Current density is J. J is I upon A. Current upon area, right? So we just have to write the value expression for current as ANEVD and divided by A. So we'll get current density as NEVD. Okay, हमने क्या किया? We have done nothing. We have simply put this expression ANEVD here in this formula. I upon A. AA आपके cancel हो जाएंगे and we are left with this NEVD. Okay. Okay. So mobility से क्या लगता है कि what is mobility? Mobility means how mobile a thing is, how easily it can flow, how smoothly it can flow is mobility. Yes, or what else? यही होना चाहिए ना mobility का मतलब कितना smoothly flow कर सकती है. See, this is about electrons which are drifting towards the negative terminal, sorry, positive terminal of the battery. Right? Here we are finding mobility of electrons, those electrons which are drifting towards the positive terminal of the battery. Mobility of a charge carrier or electron is defined as the average drift velocity of electron per unit electric field strength. So we write mobility as drift velocity upon electric field intensity. Okay, so it is Vd by E. Now what is Vd? It is EE tau by M. Yes. So write the expression for Vd. So you'll get mobility as this. We can either write EE tau by M when we take electron charge on one electron. If you are considering total charge or some charge, then you can write Q in place of E. Okay. We can write Q in place of E because small e is also charged on one electron and Q is also charged. So it's Q tau by M. Questions based on this. What type of collision takes place between electrons and atoms or ions of a conductor? Inelastic collisions. Next question. The drift velocity of an electron in a copper conductor of cross section. This is this. If the current is this, find the number of electrons crossing per unit volume. So you have these options. Solve this now. We have to find drift velocity, right? No, we have to find number of electrons crossing per unit volume, and drift velocity is given, Bd is given, area of cross section is given, and I is given. So I, A, and Bd is given, and we have to find number of electrons per unit volume. Per unit volume means we do not have to find total number of electrons, rather we have to find number density. It's small n, not capital N. Okay. What relation will you use here? I is equal to, see, it's not I upon A. We will not use I upon A, huh? I is equal to A N E V D. Yes, I is equal to A N E V D. Okay, so have you done this question?
Yes.
What answer you're getting? A is the correct answer. So we'll use the formula I is equal to A N E V D, put all these values and you'll get the answer. Next question. What is the relation between drift velocity of electrons and electric current? It's easy question, very easy. बेटा या तो होना ही नहीं चाहिए ना कि या फिर ये होगा या फिर वो होगा. बिल्कुल A है. Next question. Number density of free electrons in a copper conductor is estimated as 8.5 in 10 power 28 per meter cube. How long does an electron take to drift from one end of a wire 3 meter long to the other end? Area of cross section of the wire is given and current is given. It is 3 ampere. Try this question now. Number density of electrons is given. Number density is denoted by small n and capital N. It's small n, it's 8.5 into 10 raised to the power 28 per meter cube. Length of the wire is 3 meter. Area of cross section of the wire is given. Yes, it is 2 in 10 power minus 6 meter square and current is given. It is 3 ampere. We have to find time, no? No. Yes, we have to find time. Weird आ रहा है. आप calculator use कर रहे हो? It is not allowed. Okay, so first we will find, see, length is given and we have to find time. So for time, we need to find, because for time we'll use this formula, na? T is equal to L by BD. Yes. So we need the value of this drift velocity first. So first find drift velocity and then find time. Drift velocity is I upon ANE. Put the values. It's 3 ampere. Area of cross section is 2 in 10 power minus 6. Number of free electrons per unit volume is given. It is 8.5 in 10 power 28. Charge on one electron is 1.6 in 10 power minus 19. So what answer you're getting? Or we can directly solve this by, we can directly write as this as T is equal to L upon VD. So VD is this. L. A current of 3 ampere is flowing through a wire of length 2 meter. And cross-sectional area 1 millimeter square. If wire contains 10 to the power 29 electrons per meter cube, calculate the average time taken by the electron to cross the length of the wire. So first try and write the things which are given to us. Current is given, it is 3 ampere. Length of the conductor is 2 meter. Area of cross-section is 1 millimeter square. So we need to convert this into meter square first. In 1 millimeter, how many meters do we have? 10 to the power minus 3. So it is millimeter square. 10 to the power minus 3 square into meter square. Yes. So it is 10 to the power minus 6 meter square. Number density of electrons is given. It's small n. It is 10 to the power 29 electrons per meter cube. We have to find T. And how do we find T? T is L upon VD. And what is VD? I upon ANE, because I is ANE VD ना. Similar question भी ये है जैसे आपने previous question किया वैसा ही है. So just put the value here. We'll get VD. Or we can directly, put the expression for VD here. So you'll get T as L A N E upon I. Yes. Now put the values. L is 2. Area of cross section is 10 to the power minus 6. Number density is 10 to the power 29. E is electronic charge, it is 1.6 in 10 power minus 19, and current is given, it is 3 ampere. Find the answer. Your answer? One 1.07 into 10 raised to the power 4 seconds is the answer. Next question. What is the drift velocity for the electron in a conductor when an electric field of strength 200 volt per meter is applied on it and mobility of electrons is given, it is 4.5 in 10 power minus 6 meters square per volt per second. So mobility is given, electric field strength is given, we have to find drift velocity. How will you find this? Electric field strength is given, it's 200 volts per meter. Mobility of electrons is given, it's 4.5 10 power minus 6 meters square per volt per second. So we can find, we know, we have to find drift velocity, right? So these three quantities are related, right? So mu is, how do we write mu? Mu is, mobility is Vd upon E or E upon Vd? It's Vd upon E. So this implies Vd is equal to mu E. So you simply have to multiply these two to get the answer. 9 into 10 power minus 4. We have 4.5 here. Okay. And 10 power minus 4 meter per second. It's a big question. Find the current flowing through a copper wire of length 0.2 meter. Length is given, area of cross section is given, battery of 4 volt, V is given, mu is given, mobility is given, charge on electron is given, number density is given. And what we have to find is find the current. We have to find I. Length is given. Area of cross section is given, it's 1 millimeter square. 1 millimeter square is 10 power. Abhi kya tha na? Minus 6 meter square. V is given. Mobility is given. Mobility is 4.5.
Yeah, I is equal to
Into 10 power minus, sorry.
I is equal to Q by V, A is equal to
I is equal to
Q by V, A is equal to
अच्छा मैं अभी बताती हूँ मीटर स्क्वायर पर वोल्ट पर सेकेंड चार्ज ऑन 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन number density is given, it is 8.5 into 10 power 28 per meter cube. We have to find current. Current is I is equal to A N E V D. No? So for this, see, current is I is equal to A N E V D, but we have area is given, number density is we do not have the value of drift velocity. So we need to find drift velocity first, but we have the value of mobility and this, V, but we do not have the value of electric field intensity as well. So first we need to find electric field intensity and then we will find VD. How will you find electric field intensity? VD is, it's this mobility into electric field intensity, and electric field intensity is V upon L. Potential gradient होता है ना electric field intensity. है ना, तो पहले आप electric field intensity find करो, then put the value here, then find the value of drift velocity, and then you can find the electric. First find E. E is V by L. Potential is, it's 4 volts and length is 0.2. So this is 20 volt per meter. Now we will find drift velocity. It is, yes. So just put the value, it's 4.5 into 10 raised to the power minus 6 multiplied by E is 20. And now we have just found out the value of electric field density. Na? So put the value here, it's 9 into 10 to the power minus 6 minus 5 are there? Yes. 10 to the power 5, 9 10 to the power 5 meter per second. Now we will find current. Current is ANEVD. A is 10 to the power minus 6, N is 8.5 into 10 to the power 28, E is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19, and VD is 9. Cross-sectional area given है आपको 10 to the power 7 meter square. Current is given 1.5 ampere. Density of copper is given. It is 9 times power 3 kilogram per meter cube. Atomic mass is 63.5 U. We have to find average drift speed. कैसे निकालेंगे? First, we need to find number of atoms per unit volume. इसमें क्या लिखा हुआ है कि each atom contributes roughly one conduction electron. Each atom contributes roughly one conduction electron. So we need to find number density first. Small n. How will you find small n? Small n कैसे find करोगे? See, number density is total number of electrons per unit volume. And volume is how volume, mass and density are related, because see mass or density given hai na, and we need this volume. So how volume, density and mass are related? Density is mass upon volume. So for volume we can write m upon rho, m upon rho. So this is n rho by m. Yes, we can find number density like this. है ना? n क्या है? N is Avogadro's number. This is n. And rho is given. M is given. M क्या है? M is this. Atomic mass is given ना? है ना? Atomic mass is given. N is Avogadro number. And rho is density, it is given. So you can put the values here and you'll get this number density. जो reflect हो रहा है वो discuss हो रहा है. First part. See, we have to find drift velocity. And what is drift velocity? Drift, we know the relation, na? I is equal to ANEVD. Yes. So drift velocity is I upon ANE. So for this, we need to find number density first. Number density क्या होता है? Total number of particles है ना? Or total number of electrons per unit volume is number density. So we can find number density like this. And area of cross section, we know charge on one electron is given. I we know, so we can easily find drift velocity. Now you can do it. Yes. हो जाएगा ना? And what is thermal speed? Thermal speed you have done in kinetic theory of gases. Yes. बता दो आप बताओ बेटा. या कितना याद है आपको बताओ? किसको याद है? Under the root of 3 kT by m. सुना सुना लग रहा है? चलो अच्छी बात है, कम से कम सुना सुना लग रहा है. And see, we take temperature in Kelvin, not in Celsius. So we need to convert this Celsius into Kelvin first. So it's 27 degrees Celsius plus 273. Okay. So we'll get the value 300 Kelvin. Boltzmann constant is given. Temperature is given. Mass of electron. This is mass of electron. What is the mass of electron? It is given 9.1 10 per minus 31 kg. So you'll put all these values here and you'll get thermal speed. Okay. See, we need to compare here. drift speed and thermal speed. So for comparison, you can simply divide drift speed with thermal speed. Thermal speed, you can write small v, just v, and drift speed is Vd. Vd upon v, this you have to find out. Okay. See, in this question, we have two different parts. Now, first we have to find thermal speed, and then we have to find speed of propagation of electric field along the conductor, which causes the drift motion. ये क्या चीज है? This is a very important question. आ सकता है ये. Speed of propagation of electric field along the conductor, which causes the drift motion. How do we find speed of propagation of electric field? It is equal to speed of electromagnetic wave. Speed of propagation of electric field is equal to speed of electromagnetic wave. Electromagnetic wave is one of the chapters that you will be studying. It is chapter numbers 8, 7 or 8. Okay. So we have to find speed of electric field. Propagation of electric field means we have to find speed of electromagnetic wave. And speed of electromagnetic wave is electromagnetic wave की speed क्या होती है बेटा? Electromagnetic wave, light is an electromagnetic wave. It does not require material medium for its propagation. It can travel through vacuum. इतनी हिंट काफी नहीं है? बिल्कुल ना. बस सब कुछ खत्म हुआ पड़ा 12th में हमारा फिजिक्स में. C is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. How can you forget velocity of light? So we can find Vd by C. See, as we see, समझ आया करना क्या है? क्या करना है?
secondary part.
ये तो मैंने जो बोला आपने रिपीट कर दिया. हाँ, देखो अब ध्यान से सुनो. इसको ये क्वेश्चन ना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. इसके पूरे पूरे चांस होते हैं आने की. प्रोबेबिलिटी बहुत हाई है इसकी. फर्स्ट पार्ट में उसने आपको कुछ कंडीशंस, कुछ क्वांटिटीज गिवन थी. ठीक है. आपको जो क्वांटिटीज गिवन थी वो ऐसी सी क्वांटिटीज गिवन थी जो यूजुअली क्वेश्चंस में यू डोंट सी. है ना. इसमें आपको एरिया गिवन था, करंट गिवन था, डेंसिटी गिवन था और एटॉमिक मास गिवन था. ठीक है. हमें क्या फाइंड करना था? ड्रिफ्ट स्पीड. वी नो द फॉर्मूला ऑफ ड्रिफ्ट स्पीड. या तो हमें ई टाउ बाय एम पता है, ड्रिफ्ट स्पीड का ई टाउ बाय एम पता है, या हमें पता है कि आई जो है वो ए एन ई वी डी होता है, वहां से हम वी डी निकाल सकते हैं आई अपॉन ए एन ई. तो आई अपॉन ए एन ई हमें सूट कर रहा है ना. आई अपॉन ए एन ई हमें सूट कर रहा है बिकॉज हमें लग रहा है कि शायद हम इससे कर सकते हैं बिकॉज करंट भी गिवन है, एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन भी गिवन है, ई भी गिवन है. कैसे भी करके अगर हम मैनेज कर ले और नंबर डेंसिटी फाइंड कर ले देन वी कैन डू इट. ठीक है. तो हमने नंबर डेंसिटी के लिए निकाला. नंबर डेंसिटी क्या क्या होगा? नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स पर यूनिट वॉल्यूम. अगर हम एक एटम कंसिडर कर रहे हैं, अवोगाड्रोस नंबर ऐसे होता है ना, जैसे डजन की तरह वर्क करते हैं. ऐसे अगर हम बोलते हैं कि एक दर्जन सेब मतलब 12, एक दर्जन बनाना मतलब 12, ऐसे ही अवोगाड्रो नंबर है. अगर आप बोल रहे हो इतने सारे एटम्स, एक एटम, तो मतलब एवोगाड्रो नंबर के इक्वल. अगर आयंस लोगे तब भी एवोगाड्रो नंबर के इक्वल आयंस हो जाते हैं. याद है मोल कॉन्सेप्ट? क्लास 9th में ही किया है, 12th में भी किया होगा, 11th में केमिस्ट्री में कहीं ना कहीं. हाँ. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे एवोगाड्रोस नंबर को जो वॉल्यूम से डिवाइड करोगे तो नंबर डेंसिटी आ गई. अब ये जो वॉल्यूम है, अब हमें वॉल्यूम भी नहीं पता. वॉल्यूम थोड़ा दिया हुआ है हमें. वॉल्यूम तो कहीं पे भी गिवन नहीं है ना. तो हमें पता है कि डेंसिटी मास अपॉन वॉल्यूम होता है, और हमें डेंसिटी पता है और हमें मास पता है, तो वी कैन इजीली फाइंड वॉल्यूम. ठीक है. तो हमने वॉल्यूम के प्लेस पे एम अपॉन रो कर दिया और इसको पुट करेंगे वैल्यूज को, तो विल गेट द वैल्यू ऑफ नंबर डेंसिटी. अब इस नंबर डेंसिटी की वैल्यू को आपने वीडी में पुट करना है. तो वीडी आई अपॉन ए एन ई है, तो यहाँ पे सारी वैल्यूज हमारे पास आई गई हैं, तो यहाँ से हम वीडी निकाल लेंगे. फर्स्ट पार्ट तो क्लियर है ना. क्लोज कर दें इसको. सेकेंड पार्ट पे मूव करें. सेकेंड पार्ट में वो कह रहा है कि आपको जो ड्रिफ्ट स्पीड आपने ऑब्टेन की है, जो ड्रिफ्ट स्पीड आपने ऑब्टेन की है उसको थर्मल स्पीड से और जो स्पीड ऑफ प्रोपगेशन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड है उससे कंपेयर करो. देखो एक तो थर्मल स्पीड थी ना इलेक्ट्रॉन की. इनिशियली तो कोई इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड था ही नहीं. इनिशियली क्या था? इलेक्ट्रॉन्स रैंडमली मूव कर रहे थे इन डिफरेंट डायरेक्शंस, है ना। और थर्मल स्पीड का ऑर्डर क्या था, 10 की पावर 5 मीटर पर सेकेंड, है ना। तो अब वो कह रहा है कि जब हमने इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड सेटअप कर दिया और इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ड्रिफ्ट होने स्टार्ट हो गए और एक वो अलाइन होके सिस्टमेटिकली सेंसिबली मूव कर रहे हैं, तब उसकी जो पहले स्पीड थी वो थर्मल स्पीड थी। थर्मल स्पीड का मतलब जैसे उसमें कुछ काइनेटिक एनर्जी थी पार्टिकल्स की, बिकॉज टेम्परेचर होता है, कुछ हीट होती है जिससे वो मूव कर रहे होते हैं, काइनेटिक एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है, राइट। तो उसकी थर्मल स्पीड से ड्रिफ्ट स्पीड को कंपेयर करो, थर्मल स्पीड को ड्रिफ्ट स्पीड को कंपेयर करो। तो थर्मल स्पीड का फॉर्मूला हमें पता है, √3kT/m होता है। ड्रिफ्ट स्पीड हम ऑलरेडी निकाल चुके हैं, तो कांट वी कंपेयर दीज टू, वी कैन कंपेयर। तो फर्स्ट पार्ट हमारा हो जाएगा यहाँ से। अब सेकेंड पार्ट में वो कह रहा है कि स्पीड ऑफ प्रोपगेशन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, स्पीड ऑफ प्रोपगेशन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का जो प्रोपगेट हो रहा है, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड प्रोपगेट हो रहा है उसकी स्पीड से कंपेयर करो ड्रिफ्ट स्पीड को। तो जो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड प्रोपगेट हो रहा है उसकी स्पीड से ड्रिफ्ट स्पीड को कैसे कंपेयर करोगे। इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड मतलब इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक फील्ड से कुछ ऐसी बात हो रही है। तो लाइट इज एन इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव। ये आपको जब अभी तो इतना अंडरस्टैंड करो अभी के लिए, बिकॉज अभी हम बहुत जल्दी है ये हमारे लिए। लाइट जो है वो इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव है। इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव की स्पीड वैक्यूम में कितनी होती है, 10 की पावर 8 मीटर पर सेकेंड। उसी स्पीड से इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड प्रोपगेट करेगा। अभी के लिए इतना, आप बस इसको बस एक्सेप्ट कर लो। लेटर जब आप करोगे इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स तो आपको बेटर क्लैरिटी हो जाएगी। अब ये क्या कह रहा है कि ड्रिफ्ट स्पीड को उससे भी कंपेयर करो, थर्मल स्पीड से भी करो, उससे भी कंपेयर करो। कंपैरिजन का मतलब क्या होता है कि आपने रेशियो निकालना है। कंपैरिजन का मतलब क्या होता है कि रेशियो निकालना है। तो पहले हमने VD/V कर दिया, फिर हमने VD/C कर दिया। ये VD/C है, ये VD/V है। अब आप इसको सॉल्व कर सकते हो, आपको पता है क्या करना है, बस आपने करना है। ठीक है, घर में हो जाएगा ना, अब ये सॉल्यूशन आंसर्स निकल जाएंगे।